Okay guys, so single leg press. It's a great exercise for developing strength in the lower body, particularly within the unilateral movement category, and it's also great for people that don't necessarily possess the motor skill, stability or core tightness to be able to perform exercises such as the split squat, step up and lunge. So you want to position yourself on the leg press as exactly the same as you would if you were to do it with two legs. So you want to try and focus on getting the greatest range of motion that we can do, both feet up on the pad. Again, the higher your foot placement, the greater the involvement of the hip. The lower the foot placement, the greater demand on ankle mobility, but also the greater involvement of the quadriceps. Place both feet up, and then all I want you to do is take one leg down and position the other leg slightly closer towards the midline of the body. So it's not slap bang in the middle, it's just a little bit further in than it would be if you were to use a bilateral stance. From here, I want you to also turn your foot in by a couple of degrees. All this does is create a little bit more stability at the hip joint, as it's much more common to see people go into knee valgus where the knees track inwards towards the midline of the body when they're doing a single leg version with their foot pointed out. So turning it in slightly just helps prevent that. From here, keeping hold of the handles, keeping your abs tight and your chest nice and tall, I want you to push through the middle of your foot, focusing on keeping the hip, knees and ankles in line. Now, in terms of the other foot, you can either take it off the pad completely, do as I do where you position it underneath the pad, but obviously this depends on the specific brand of machine that you're using, or you can still keep it on the pad, just place it a little bit lower and just focus on taking the pressure off that leg. The only reason I tend to do it with my other leg down is A, because I can do with this piece of machinery, and B, as the reps start to get more difficult, you'd be surprised how much contribution you use from the supposedly inactive leg. Same rules as always with the leg press. Still keep your abs tight. Just because it's not loading your spine doesn't mean there isn't stress going through your pelvis, so focus on keeping a little bit of tension in your abs. As you extend the hip, knee and ankle, make sure that you never go to full extension, just because the stress will then be placed through the knee joint primarily. So just before extension, slowly lower back down again and repeat.